Sure. Oh, yeah. Awesome being down here for Media Day. We're excited about our team. It's early in October still, and we got a lot to work on. But really excited about what our new players are bringing. We got 8 returning guys, and just excited about having some continuity to kind of help with all the cultural stuff within a program. But our transfers have been awesome. Our freshmen have done a really good job, and we're really excited about this season. But no, we got a lot of work to do here in front of us, and we got an exhibition game coming up against Jamestown, and I think that's going to be on the 18th, and we'll find out a lot about where we're at. But the growth of the team, it's just got to be something as a coaching staff, and we're not alone on this. I just think you've got to really keep the right frame of mind and keep perspective, because where you are right now, it's going to be totally different come middle of November and coming into December. And I think as long as we can kind of keep that right mindset, I just think we got a lot of new players, whether they're returning that didn't get to play a lot, or our new players that the growth is going to keep coming. So it's exciting, and we'll see how it plays out.
Two-part question for you. Give us a couple of names in that returning category who you're excited to see a year older, year in the program, and then give us a couple newcomers that you're excited to make a splash and put on a show first time putting on a UND uniform.
Sure. When I think about the returning guys, Eli is our one returner starter back. So, obviously we're leaning on him a lot. Not from a guy that, you got to go get us so many points or this or that, but just from that experience that he brings on both sides of the floor. And he's a very calming factor for us. A guy like Zach Kraft, I thought as the season went on, really fulfilled his role. Tremendous shooter, plays at a great pace. So those are 2 guys that are returning that have some really good experience. Big George, we call him Guga. Guga got some moments and got some minutes, and I really think from the summer into the fall into now, he's showing some awesome growth. So that's another returner. And then you got guys like Anthony Doppler and Matt Boffin and Ryan Erickson, and I mean there's just Reggie Thomas. There's just different guys. I could go down the list continued of guys that have been here. They've been fighting for their opportunity, and there's it's just really important for them to continue to fight and work for that time, because it's an ever-changing, ongoing process of kind of building this team. From new guys, that you kind of look at the transfers, and the guys that probably have the most experience in the transfer world are Garrett Anderson, who came from Central Washington, and then Big Josh Jones from Ora Roberts. Wiley Delorme came from Mary, a little less experienced, but tremendous athlete. But we think Garrett and Josh are both going to be impactful guys for us, and that's why we brought them in, and that's the role that we need to have them play. I think our freshmen or incoming freshmen, in particular, Anthony Smith from Hopkins High School, and then Micah and Marley Curtis, both from St. Louis Park, are freshmen that could come in and help us and be impactful. Our other freshman, Carson Ossie, we've been really excited about as well. Physically needs to get stronger, but we think those other 3 freshmen maybe can make a bigger impact earlier for us. But man, there's still a lot of time available right now with it being so early in October.
Talk to us about just how you kind of reset, self-scout, and get yourself prepared. Obviously, there's no off-season anymore, but kind of winding down, season ends, your time off in between, and then getting into preseason, getting this team geared up, ready to go. Just talk to us about what you do personally to make sure you're ready to lead this group into games coming up.
Well, I mean, when you look at when our season ended last year on this court, we, as a staff, pretty much left this gym and spent the next 3 weeks on the road recruiting. And so you're at that point in time, you're losing guys in the portal, and you're trying to recruit junior college and portal guys to kind of replace the experience. So there isn't a lot of off-season time when the season's out. And then by the time you're kind of finished with that, because then you got to get guys on campus, and then you have your summer starting. And we had our summer this year. We had them in for 6 weeks, and then we brought them back. We went to Canada we practiced for about 7 practices, and then we had a a short, quick trip to Winnipeg to play a few games. So there's a little bit of downtime for our staff and for these guys to get back home. But then we, got the process going here the first week of school. And, it's just an ongoing process of building a team, developing roles, and really getting guys to understand how they can improve and keep improving and developing this team. Because we're so far right now from where we need to be. But I love how these guys are working.
Got a question online here from John Title. His question is, you face Creighton next month. What will it mean to face Greg McDermott?
Well, Coach Mack's a mentor of mine, and he's a friend of mine, right? His wife, I always say, Teresa, put my wife, Kelsey, and I on a blind date, and that's how I met my wife, was through the McDermott family. And that time at Wayne with Greg was just so valuable in so many ways, and just an awesome person, right? The thing that I was so impressed with Coach Mack was just the kind of person he is. And I think he's a heck of a basketball coach, but it boils down to he's a really good person and how he treats people, how he goes about his work, how he goes about his day. And I think he's the same guy now that he was during that time, right? And I think that's what's so cool about that is he's really stayed true to who he is. Going to get to play his team, it's an honor because they're terrific. He does an awesome job, and they'll be able to kind of expose any issues you might have defensively because they're always such a good offensive team. I think an area where they've and Kalkbrenner had a lot to do with it, but I think they've also had such great growth in who they are defensively. And I think they've really built an identity of who they are on both sides of the floor. So it's when you get to play against a team like that, and I know they've got new players too, and they're going through their own changes and growth. But that structure of who they are, I think, is there. And when you play against a team like that, you learn so much about yourself and what it takes. And that's why I think these games, whether it's them or Alabama or Nebraska, we're playing three really great quality, high-level programs with Coach Oates and Coach Hoiberg, and then obviously with Coach Mack at Creighton.
Last question here. Talk to us about what it means for you to coach and compete in the Summit League.
Terrific league, great coaches. You have a region where there's some built-in rivalries that have been on for years. Like someone asked, well, who's your biggest rival? Well, the easy answer is North Dakota State. But I just think the rivalries that we have with South Dakota State and South Dakota have been there for so long. And then you throw in a team like Omaha as well. There's a relationship with these teams that go back for decades, and so it's kind of special to be a part of that. It's the quality of the student athletes in this league is pretty high level, and I think you see that as you go around and you play all these different teams. You get to know some of these student athletes you're competing against as well, and I've always just been really impressed with the coaches, the student athletes, and how everybody kind of goes about their business and how they work.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, so question for both of you guys. Eli, from your perspective, Garrett, from your perspective, obviously with newcomers coming into the team, talk about your role and how to help them become a part of the program, how to get the team ready to compete. And then Garrett, from transferring over, just talk about what the team's been like from a welcoming perspective, but also making sure you're showcasing yourself and bringing yourself into the team. So whoever wants to start first is fine.
Yeah, I think coming in as an older guy and stuff, just trying to get all the younger guys and new guys just to fit into our program and stuff and learn the way we do things. I think also helping out the younger guys, just I know we had 4 freshmen coming in, helping them grow, and then throughout the summer and then this early fall, it's been awesome to see their progress, and they've really improved, and hope to just keep improving on that.
I would say coming in, just at the very, very beginning, I was like, I guess you'd say scared to step on people's toes, but like, I mean, after that first week, just kind of the maturity level I've had from playing for so many years. So just kind of like doing that, and then kind of just like taking a leadership role with King and a couple of the older guys, and just impacting those younger guys and trying to get them to mature and kind of like on the court, off the court, just like what we need to do to become the team we need to be. So I would say just impacting everyone else around me and just not being afraid to like showcase what I have and do what I need to do.
Be excited about with your non-conference schedule that you guys got coming up, and then also, of course, getting into Summit League. We know what it's going to be night after night, but talk about both non-conference and then getting into Summit League conference play.
Yeah, I think non-conference, we go to some pretty cool places. I think we're at Alabama, at Creighton, at Nebraska. It's always exciting to play at those bigger schools. Then I think also just the home games. I know we got a few Division I home games, which we don't always get a ton non-conference there. So those are always great atmospheres, and I'm excited for those. And then getting into conference play, you know, having gone through it a couple years now, it's the best time of the year. I mean, you're playing Thursday, Saturdays, and again, it's a competitive game every single night. Like, you got to play well, or any team in the league can beat you. But if you play well, usually the league's balanced enough where you can beat anyone on any night too. So that's something I'm really excited for, and just trying to get better every single day so that we're ready to come conference play.
Yeah, I would say I'm really excited for non-conference. Actually, my sister and her husband played at Jacksonville State in Alabama. She played volleyball and he played football, but I went and visited her, so like I knew a lot of people out there. So like I think I'm gonna have a lot of people at the Alabama game, and then like being from the West Coast, when we go to play Irvine, like my whole family, my aunts and uncles, they're all gonna come to those games. So I think that'll be really cool. And then I'm just really excited to travel all these places in the Summit. Like I've looked them all up, seen the arenas and stuff like that, and I'm excited to play in those atmospheres. And I really think like any team is beatable on any given night. So I just think it's gonna be exciting to see what comes.
Talk about the preseason work. Last question for you guys. The preseason work, off-season work, getting into this mode. We talked about, obviously, building chemistry, but now chemistry's there, working on putting a product on, working on preparing yourself, stepping in an arena for the first time. Just talk about things that you've been working on and things some kinks to iron out before we get to game one.
Yeah, I think having the growth we had in the summer is nice with the newcomers and young guys and returners meshing. Now we know how everyone plays and knows everyone's play style and stuff, so we can really build off it and kind of get our chemistry going, and just looking to keep building.
Yeah, I would say it helped a lot that we got to go on that trip to Canada to play those couple games and kind of get a feel for everyone, kind of gel together and how we're going to play throughout the season. And I think it's a roller coaster, obviously, preseason, during the season, all the time, but you just got to ride it and stay consistent, and I think we're pretty good at that for a team.
Garrett, I guess we do have one more question for you from Zoom. Is from John Title. He says, you were born and raised in Phoenix, so has anyone prepared you for your first Grand Forks winter?
No. It was a couple days ago, it was like 90, and then yesterday, I don't even know, probably like 60 or something, and I was cold out there, so I'm not ready for this winter.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.